let me go to the latest here. This is just more of the same old sickening stuff. The mainstream media has literally done the gravest disservice to all of us that it could possibly do. This is the gravest catastrophe in recorded history. And the mainstream media, we're coming on 5 years in March, has done everything possible to play ball with the lying, hiding antics of the government. How many news conferences has the federal government, the EPA, or any other agency had to inform you people about the danger you're in, wherever you are in the Northern Hemisphere, not just the U.S.? Zero, none. They haven't said a thing. Time magazine is saying, and you know, you just say, well, what the hell took them so long? I've been telling you since that yachtsman sailed across the Pacific and held a news conference several years ago now. He said the ocean is broken. There's nothing left out there. He'd always made the trip from Osaka to San Francisco because of the extraordinary abundance of sea life. And he made the trip a year and a half ago, and he said he saw, what the heck did he say? 2 birds, 1 fish, and 1 whale with a tumor on its head.
Anyway, I wanted to wish Dana a happy birthday, and glad he made his birthday because we were quite worried about the high temperatures he was encountering. He's taken many, many risks out there. You've taken a lot of extreme risks, and if you weren't such an excellent sailor, seaman, I don't think anyone else could have steered their way out of some of the stuff you were in.
He was in 18-foot-high seas. I'm so sick of these liars and frauds and phonies, and we're only going to see more of them as more people become ill with cancer and dying and all the rest of it. You'll see. It's all migrating on shore. It's not going to stay at the shoreline. It comes inland, and people are going to bioaccumulate. The fish restaurants are still busy as hell. The sushi joints are busy as hell. So it's just they don't get it. And they don't get it because they're not being told or warned by their own government. Once again, stabbed in the back by this corporatocracy we used to call, and still do, a republic, but it's not a republic anymore. CBS News, September 29th. Strange spike, says CBS, in fur seal deaths on California coast. See, they act like they're shocked. Federal officials are trying to understand what's behind a sharp rise in the stranding and the deaths of threatened fur seals. We are, quote, significantly higher than what we would normally expect here in California, said such and such of the NOAA Fisheries Stranding Coordinating Center. The surge in fur seal deaths follows several months in which thousands of starving sea lions were turning up along the California coast. Time magazine, October 3rd. Especially alarming, Time says, for marine biologists is that unlike sea lion pups that are experiencing their own bizarre strandings, the Guadalupe fur seals are listed as threatened under the Endangered Species Act, with some 15,000 estimated to exist in the world. And that's it. This is an alarm bell ringing, says Marine Mammal Center Jeff Boehm. Well, Jeff Boehm, congratulations and welcome to reality. Yoichi, this death of the Pacific Ocean is continuing to gather momentum. Yeah. There's no other way to look at it.
Right. Yeah. Well, there was this, as I talked to that fish and wildlife official in Southern California back in 2013, when I was doing the studies around Canada, the radiation studies, and found that dead mother seal. Guadalupe Island has got this, was sort of protected by this warm water, down south around it from radiation effects. And so there was a surge of sea life there that would come up the coast. But unfortunately, they come up the coast in the winter. The fish would come up in the first, and they would get hit. So Guadalupe Island itself was fairly safe, but they would come up the California coast and eat a lot of small fish, that in fact were being contaminated off the California current there. So I think these Mexican fur seals have been ingesting over the past several winters a lot of radiation, and it's finally starting to catch up with them, basically. And this is why they're washing up with lesions and all the usual signs we've been seeing.
That's exactly right.
On all the other dead sea mammals.
Now what?
And the federal government is calling it a unusual mortality event. Unusual mortality event. Well, it's not unusual anymore. This is the usual mortality event. We're seeing up and down the marine mammals.
Yeah, get this one. Here's
I wish the marine mammal centers would actually come out. They do autopsies. They do have Geiger counters and dosimeters now based on recommendations that you and I made in 2015. But I think the pressure is on now on the federal government. This is why they're starting to push now. They're starting to give in.
I agree. Now, here's another one.
Okay, Kobe Bryant. Let's just say, look at Southern California. Kobe Bryant's gone.
One quickie.
Yeah.
Reuters is saying that, and look at the wording, folks. Record number of threatened seals stranded along California. Stranded meaning dead on the beach. That's how they're playing games with words. Stranded along California. They're dead. And the pictures in their own service, Reuters news service, they're dead. All right. Now, what Yoichi is starting to talk about is the exodus of the super elite wealthy from Southern California to get away from what they realize and their children face is the accumulating radiation all along the coast. And it is really moving into L.A. and San Diego. They're not protected at all. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Kobe Bryant left months ago. Jeff Bridges, he sold his mansion. Now Tom Cruise has got two of them. One is already sold and the other one's on the block. So they're all, they're all pretty well-informed people, Everyone's Cruise and the Scientologists and all that, but they do keep track of environmental issues. Their big thing is plastic on the water, and I think they've moved beyond that now. They realize the radiation is heavy duty. And Jane Fonda is selling her vast, huge ranch in New Mexico, and obviously these people are starting to purchase dosimeters, Geiger counters, and they're finding out and hiring experts who are telling them, get out of here, it's getting worse. So I think that's, this is not just about the drought. This is about radiation. Because these people are the last to be hit with water shortage. That's not their problem. They can buy water. But it's obviously radiation on the west side. And they say, as you said, this is sort of confirming, radiation is not staying on the shore. It's moving inland. It's moving into the hills around Los Angeles. So we're talking about the human catastrophe. The next series of mammals who are affected are not going to be marine mammals. They're only partly marine mammals when they go swimming or surfing. It's the human population of California right now feeling the brunt of it. But there's other states, as New Mexico would suggest. And so on. So we're in for it. We're in for it. This is the beginning of really the end. Yeah, the beginning and the end of human civilization on the West Coast. And I think all the smart money is soon going to deploy. As Dana said, a major real estate company tried to ask him, is it really real what's happening? And of course his answer was yes. So anyway, that's the situation in the human population. The smart people are running.
Yeah, well, we'll see more names moving out. It'll be interesting to see where they go, where they think it's safe. I suspect that some of them will follow Ted Turner and buy land in Argentina, Patagonia, or Chile. Further south they can get.
I think they're pulling out south. They'll come back to do stuff in studios. But as you see, more and more films are not being made in Hollywood anymore, or Burbank. They're moving.
That's right.
They're moving to work to other places. So we'll begin to see films being made in other parts of the world as these stars tell their agents, I won't work in Portland or wherever. So. Yeah, bad situation. Situation in Japan yesterday was the beginning of the so-called My Number institution, which everyone is being mailed right now in the mail in Japan. They'll receive a 12-digit number in which all of their personal information will revolve around, will be identified by this number. Everything from a train ticket to bank accounts, what stocks they're buying, pension, everything is going to be there. So we're getting a situation of total information control. Government completely pervasive on all aspects of your personal life, knowing every move you make and compiling that data. The big server farms in Japan are on the big university campuses. So we know that these universities, and this is coming when the government's popularity is really declining. Everyone is really frustrated with Fukushima and the increasing radiation and the drinking water. There's no direct win from Fukushima. Off the Pacific Trench. Tokyo is Blue City, still the Olympic city, still going to be the host of the Rugby World Cup, but getting more and more dangerous. So the government's got to impose this total identification system to be able to watch everyone's movements, their emails, and all that, to try to break up the anti-nuclear movement as they try to push people back into the death zone, and where radiation is not going down; it's just being concentrated in certain areas of those areas. Other things, Trans-Pacific Partnership, as I mentioned to you many times in the past, that was signed last night in Atlanta. Or actually yesterday morning in Atlanta. This thing is basically, as I said before, it's going to let GMO, Monsanto ship GMO rice or GMO food products into Japan, radioactive food to come in from Japan into the U.S. So the sushi bars will be packed with cheaper fish, all of it radioactive. And health standards now will be dropped, all kinds of, inspection custom standards will be dropped. So there's going to be a free flow of deadly goods either way. Concerned about the biologics because,
this is opening the door to Japanese or radioactive fish caught off Japan, and it'll be just funneled into the U.S. to sushi bars. This is what's happening. Good point.
Yeah, the biggest market in the world for sushi. And fish and so on. So, and this will allow, let's say, radioactive fish from Alaska, which would not be into the U.S., under U.S. food standards, to be funneled to Japan and then shipped back into the U.S. So this is, I think, one of the ways to save also the Alaskan economy, the radioactive fish things out there, is to ship this all into the U.S. consumer market. They let the big Japanese food companies promote this as they're so good at doing, because they control vast amounts, miles and miles of shelf space in all the U.S. supermarkets and so on. The other issue here that really affects us in the nuclear arena is the biologics. These are pharmaceuticals that are made from living organisms, plants, animals, and humans. It covers human blood, human organs, human enzymes, human proteins. And what this, they're not showing a lot of cards yet. They're being very dicey. But what it eventually will mean, as an exclusive copyright, it could mean something like herbal medicines, like the ones you're selling now, the algae you're selling, the product that you're advertising now on your website. Those could be theoretically overcome by any company's ingredients, in those algae, for example, the antioxidants in those algae. If they patent those things, that means you will not be able to sell those or advertise those products for 5 years in any of the countries, Japan, Australia, the countries that are signatories of this thing. I think it's more than theoretical. It would hold up in court.
Yeah. You've really studied this, Yoichi. You got it. And this is a critically important product. It was proven at Chernobyl, and I do take it every day. Put it in my nutrition drink, and I urge all of you to look at the ad and please consider the fact that this is not a guessing thing. This is a for sure. This will help protect you from the radiation you are in contact with right now.
You see, it's not possible for the pharmaceuticals to sell algae in a let's say, very simply processed condition.
That's right.
But by identifying the active ingredients, they can knock out all the producers, smaller producers, and dominate the world market. Basically, at a time when the radiation threat is apparent to everybody, let's say in a few more years, they would hold the copyright and patent And if you want the medicine, you'll have to pay this astronomical price for that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas today, you know, you pay a few dollars. It's nothing, right?
Well, they'll raise the price